Hey there, welcome to this edition of the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. My name is Todd Rhaodes, and I am one of the co-founders over at chemistrystaffing.com. The feeling you pour out your heart and your soul into crafting your message, your sermon, only to be met with blank stares or lukewarm responses. You try to connect with your congregation, but you feel like you're just speaking a different language, and you wonder, are they even listening? Do they even care? It's frustrating and a disheartening experience, but I'm here to tell you it's not uncommon. In fact, research shows that many pastors feel a growing sense of isolation and disconnect from their congregation. So what's causing the divide, though? And more importantly, how can we bridge it? There are probably a good number of factors that contribute to this feeling of a gap being between the pulpit and the pews, but here are some of the most common things that I hear. The first is just differing expectations. Churchgoers may have unrealistic expectations of their pastors. And I know pastors feel like this all the time. It's, what do people want from me? Some people expect them to be perfect. Others expect them to be all-knowing and available 24/7. But in reality, pastors struggle just like everybody else to live up to expectations, and they can lead to feelings of being misunderstood and underappreciated or unappreciated. There's also sometimes a lack of communication. When pastors don't communicate openly and transparently with their congregations, it can breed some suspicion and mistrust and a sense of disconnect. Sometimes there's busyness and burnout. The demands of ministry can leave pastors feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, and that makes it difficult just because you're not in a good place personally to be able to connect with people in your congregation at a deeper level. And then sometimes, and these are harder to diagnose and to know how to fix, but cultural and generational differences. We just did an episode a couple days ago about how diverse our congregations have been, not just age-ways, but racially, politically, all that. So it can be challenging for pastors to bridge that gap between generations and cultures and even worldviews. But there is some good news here, and that's what I'm here to tell you today, that the divide is not insurmountable. It takes some intentional effort and some good communication and some willingness to adapt. But I think here are a few tips that I think could help with some of the frustration you may be feeling in this area. Number one, just get to know some people. Get to know your people. Spend time with your congregation outside of Sunday services. And can I say this too? Frankly, on Sunday, before and after your services, don't be holed up into your office or in the green room. Get out and shake hands and talk to people. Have coffee with people during the week. Visit them in their homes. I know it sounds old school. Make a home visit? Yeah, make a home visit. Visit them in their home. Listen to their stories. It makes a huge difference. Be transparent and authentic. You got to share your own struggles and your doubts and your fears. That gains connection, and it helps people to see the real you. Collaborate with those in your church. Involve your congregation as much as you can, those people in your church, your board, your staff, lay people, key volunteers. Involve them in your decision-making and in your ministry initiatives. That will help give them a sense of ownership and belonging. And the bottom line is that's going to really help bridge the gap between what's being preached on Sunday morning and how people are feeling in the pews. It's really about building authentic relationships and building some mutual respect and creating that shared sense of purpose. If you are struggling with a disconnect from your congregation or want to know more about how to build stronger connections, reach out to me. I'd love to have a chat with you. Podcast at chemistrystaffing.com. I can connect you. We have people on our team that are really good at mentoring and coaching and listening, if nothing else, just to listen to your story and to offer support and resources, or just a listening ear. As you go, maybe you're discouraged today. I want you to remember this. You're not called to be perfect, and you may not meet everyone's expectations. You don't have all the answers, and even when you're expected to give an answer, sometimes it's okay just to say, I don't know. But here's what I do know. You're called to be faithful. You're called to love your people and love them well. And you're called to point them to Jesus. And when you do that, that's going to be the first step, even today, in helping you bridge any divide and to get you on the track to building a really healthy, thriving church and community. So I hope this was helpful for you here today. We'll be back here soon on the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. If you have not already subscribed in wherever you're listening on your podcast listener device thingy, feel free to subscribe. That way you'll get automatic updates when we add new episodes, which is every weekday right here on the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. Hope you have a great day.